If you've been searching for the perfect, elegant, yet simple Bubugown design, this is it. Today I'll be making a kaftan dress, or you can call it Bubugown, with a sparkling sequin details on the lower part and a neat built-up collar. This is trendy and is simple, and I'll show you exactly how to sew it from start to finish. But before we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Sew Pretty by Gift, and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss my next sewing tutorials. For this kaftan Bubugown, the best fabric choice is scuba net or mesh, but since I couldn't get that, I'm working with Mikado instead. You will need about 2.5 yards, 3 yards or even 3.5 yards of scuba net or mesh, depending on how long you want your sleeves and your full gown length to be. You also need 1 yard of black sequin fabric and 1 yard of cotton gum stay. I had already ironed my gum stay to the wrong side of my sequin fabric to give it stability and make it easier to work with. If you like, you can use any interfacing of your choice. Now, let's cut out the main gown. I folded my Mikado into 4 equal layers. From the top edge, I came down by 1 inch and ruled the starting line. On that line, I marked 3 inches for the neckline width. This measurement is for both the front and back neckline width. For the back neckline depth, I marked 1 inch down and I connected it with a smooth curve to meet the 3 inches neck width. For the front neckline depth, I placed my tape on the starting line and measured 17 inches down. This 17 inches is exactly where I want my collar to stop. Feel free to make yours longer or shorter. At that 17-inch point, I came inward by 1 inch and connected it back to the 3 inches neckline width. Next, still on that same starting line, I measured half of my shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches plus 12 inches for my sleeve length. So in total, I marked 20 inches. Feel free to mark any sleeve length of your choice. At the end of that sleeve measurement, I came down by 1.5 inches to form the shoulder slope, and then I connected it slantwise to meet the neckline width. From that shoulder slope point, I measured 11 inches for the sleeve opening and drew a straight line to create the sleeve opening. This point where my sleeve opening stopped can be referred to as my chest line. If you like, you can rule a straight line across, but I didn't because I didn't want to stain the fabric. Instead, I just eyeballed it. On that line, I marked 16 inches. That is my hip circumference divided by 4 plus 6 inches for ease and seam allowance. Then I connected it back to my sleeve point. Now, for the hemline, I subtracted 1 inch from the 16 inches and marked 15 inches on the hemline. I'm using the full length of my fabric as the gown length. At this stage, just place your tape on the starting line, measure your desired full dress length and add an extra 2 inches for allowance, then rule a straight line across. After that, subtract 1 inch from the chest line measurement and mark the result on the hemline. Then connect it back to your armhole with a straight line. On the armhole curve, make sure to smooth it nicely so the shape comes out neat. Finally, don't forget to add half an inch seam allowance at the shoulder. After marking out all my measurements, I went ahead to cut the back piece first. Once that was done, I removed the inner layer and arranged the fabric properly to cut out the front neckline depth. With that, we are done with the cutting stage. Now, let's move on to the sewing part. I will begin by working on the pockets. Before working on the pockets, I first folded my front piece into 2 and gave it a good press with my iron to create a crease line at the center front. This crease line will serve as our guide. Now, I originally planned to add a pocket to this dress, but since I'm working with just 2 yards of Mikado, there wasn't enough leftover fabric for a full pocket. So instead, I decided to create a false pocket. This is a good option if you are short on fabric but still want that nice black accent on the waistline. If you want to make a real pocket, here is how to do it. On your Mikado fabric, cut 8 by 8 inches for the length and the width. On your sequin fabric, cut 4 by 8 inches. Fold the 4-inch side of your sequin in half, that's 2 inches. Press it nicely and then top stitch it on your Mikado piece. After that, fold the edges of your pocket in by half an inch all around. Give it a press and then top stitch it to the front piece. But if you don't really need a pocket or you are working with limited fabric like me, this is the method for creating a false pocket. Cut your sequin fabric to 4 inches by 8 inches. Fold it into 2 lengthwise and iron. Also fold in the edges by half an inch on both sides and press it well. On your front piece, measure from your shoulder to waistline plus 1 inch or wherever you would like your pocket to sit and rule a straight line. From the center crease line, go outward by 3 to 4 inches and mark that point. Place the right side of your sequin fabric on the right side of your front piece, either straight or slightly slanted like I did. Hold it in place with pins, then stitch. After stitching, flip the sequin fabric and top stitch only along the 2 edges. Do not top stitch on the parts where you stitch to your fabric. This way, you get the same neat pocket effect, but it's actually a false welt pocket.